Hello guys, welcome to weekly outlook here on gold, the pound USD, the USDCAD, and the XY. And basically this week, last week we saw my anticipation was price to reject these regions here to pull to the downside, and then we saw price just ultimately broke above these regions and started heading to the upside. Now I'm looking out for price to continue to the upside to 104.50, 104.65 region. All right, which it's almost close to, and I'm anticipating that maybe we might get a pullback to these regions and then continue to that path, or we can just get price hitting that region from market open. A break of price around 104.65 would give me possible continuation to the upside. So let's go to the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, I can just extend this to be a guide of trend showing that it's currently up. So what I'm anticipating going forward is a possible continuation to the upside directly when price opens, or we could just get maybe like a little pullback again to around these regions, then to anticipate price coming to 104.50, 104.65. And then if price possibly breaks that region, then we can anticipate break and retest and continuation to the to the upside. I would only be confident to sell the DXY if price breaks back into this region and uses this area as an area of support, and then we can continue to the downside. All right, so this is what I'm looking out for here in DXY. It's a little slide into the 1 hour time frame. We could see price just pull back to maybe just a little reach a range of this region. Could just see price might just want to come back a little bit to play around here before continuing, but otherwise I'm just anticipating at market open we might see price just continue to the upside. All right, so that's that for the XY. And then for gold here on the daily time frame, we've seen price reject a couple of days around this region, and we'll have that pull. Two things. I'm anticipating price to, I can actually see we are on a downtrend. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then I'm anticipating a lower high retesting this downward trend line to continue to the downside, or we could just anticipate price break around above this region and maybe start an uptrend. Okay, so but the perfect confidence for uptrend with price breaking 1980. So what I'm anticipating for this week is slow down a little bit to the, let's start with the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we've seen how price has created head and shoulder pattern around this region. Price has come back to retest that region, and what I'm anticipating is a possible break of price around this region that has formed a resistance. Okay, so I'm looking out for price to just break. Okay, I'm looking for price to actually just break through this region here. Just a little, and then come back to retest this region, and then we might just continue to the downside. Or if price continues and spikes above to create continuous rejection, bullish movements, then we might see price go all the way to that region. And then lastly, if price rejects this region, I'll be looking out for sell opportunities if price can come back to break this region here, which is the 1885. I'm not really much going to be banking on gold a lot until I see a clear structure formations here on gold. Okay, so back on the daily time frame, so it be clearly this is what I'm anticipating: break into these regions, retest the regions of 1940. If price breaks it, we might see price start a bullish formation. Otherwise, we reject that region and give a push to the downside. Another confluence would be the Fibonacci retracement too. So retesting 50, 61.8. That was the perfect move right there to give us a push to the downside. Okay, so that's that on gold. And then on pound USD, likewise, we've seen last week I ignored this because I anticipated okay, price is actually on a bullish trend and we might hold off on this region, so 126 region here, and price didn't. We saw the last 2 days being very much bearish, and then now I'm looking at the good structures of upward trend line breaking retest, downward trend line retested, and I'm looking out for a bearish movement. So I'm looking for a possibility of price to probably retest 123 ish region. So So on the 4 hours time frame, this is what I'm looking out for. A possibility of market open, price might just want to pull back a little bit to these regions here. If we draw the Fibonacci from this area, we could see price around this point. But if we draw it from this point where it retested last week, then we might see price just want to come over to play around this region here. This is what I'll be looking out for. Possible sell opportunities to retest and continue to the downside. Possible areas, targets to take profits might just be around these regions here, which is 124 region, 125. Yes, so look, this is what I'm looking out for this week. So maybe a little pullback when market opens, or just direct continuation to the downside. Pull back to this region and continue to retest this region. What was that? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's go back. So what I'm anticipating is possible pull back to this region and then a continuation to the downside here. Possible break, retest, and continue to the downside. Or we could I'm only going to be bullish again if price really comes back to break this region. This is the region that has held for a long time. So this is where I'm looking out for. If price just comes back, breaks this upward trend line and breaks this region, then I'll be anticipating price to, start more like a bullish formation. All right. For that, I'm bearish on pound USD this week. I'm very much bearish on pound USD this week. USD CAD. So I'm anticipating price to come hold off on this region, but a possible break of price above this region might just suggest a continuous bullish momentum from pound USD on 136.50. But we might possibly at market open just see price rally off from this region to continue the bullish momentum, or we might even just give a little bit of a retest around this region, and then we'll continue to come back to the upside. All right. I will only sell when we start seeing more like a very strong bearish momentum forming here on USD CAD. Okay, more like if we see price come break through this downward trend line, retest this region, that will become a support on resistance, and then we can start seeing price rally to the downside. Okay, that's basically what I'm anticipating here on the USD CAD. And for the bonus Euro USD, more or less the same thing. This was from markup from last week. It's bearish, so I'm looking out for price now to, let's just see this region. I'm looking out for price to probably just retest this region here. Okay, on the 4 hours time frame, let's see clearly. Let's take this off. Okay, so a little bit of adjustments here. We've seen here as a strong support. Now it's broken and turned resistance. Let's put it this way. So what I'm looking out for is a possible pullback, a little bit pullback to this region, a little bit, and just give me something like that, and we could just roll over to the downside. All right. So let's see how this week will play out. My best analysis for the week will be pound USD, possibly gold. Yes, possibly gold. So put that on daily time frame again. So I'm looking forward for how good will play out, and then the DXY been our direction. So let's see how this will go this week, and make sure you back some pips this week, and let's see how things will go. All right. See you during the weekend for a recap. Enjoy. Ciao.